How's it going, everyone? Kayla here, and it's that time, again, where I just ramble on about a game that I enjoy. This one is a little bit different, because I can't call it a hidden gem, technically. Because I don't think that this is technically a hidden gem, because I feel like people know about it, it just doesn't get talked about it a lot. So, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of, it would be wrong for me to put hidden gem in the title. I feel like that would be kind of clickbaity, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to say that this is my favorite kart racing game, because that is an absolute fact. This is my favorite kart racing game. Not my favorite racer, maybe, of all time, because it's hard to compare a kart racer to something like, you know, Burnout or Flat Out. But when it comes to kart racing games, this is my favorite. Yes, I like this more than Mario Kart. I like this more than Garfield Kart, when I guess that's not really that hard of a decision there, is it? But I like this more than Nickelodeon Kart. I like this more than Crash Kart. This is, in my opinion, the best kart racing game. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. So let's talk about it for a little bit. So, obviously, the thing that makes this game so good, in my opinion, is the transformed part of the title. The transforming vehicles that you have during the races. Because these tracks are designed so, you know, you're racing your normal car that you normally would, but then you'll ramp off into the water, and then your car will actually transform into a boat, and then you'll be boat racing. And then, when you're boat racing, maybe there's a ramp somewhere, and you ramp onto the ramp, and you go through this little blue ring or whatever, you go through the blue ring, and it transforms you again, and it transforms you into a plane this time, and you're flying through the air. And these transformations all happen within the same track. There's no, you know, different load screens or anything like that. It's all in the same track. It's super fluid. It works super well, and it's what makes this game so fun, in my opinion. Now, obviously, other than just the transformation part, which is really cool, there is also the gameplay itself. The game plays really well. On PC, I think it plays the best, which isn't really that surprising. But on Xbox One, which you can play on Xbox Series X, it's backwards compatible, you can get on the Microsoft Store. It still plays well, but there are a lot more bugs that I've noticed while playing on the Xbox version. It's nothing super major, but it's stuff that will maybe like irritate you every now and then. But on PC, you're not going to have those issues. At least I've never had those issues in the 30-something hours I put into the PC version of this game. I really enjoy this game on PC. I think that honestly is probably the way you should play it if you're thinking about picking it up. However, there's nothing wrong with picking up the console version as well, because it's still a good game. Just keep in mind that there are some more bugs on the console version. The game itself has an amazing cast of characters. Of course, you have Sonic the Hedgehog, Knuckles, Tails, Shadow, you got all those characters. Then you have other Sega characters. You get, what is it, the little AI, is that how you say his name? One of the little characters, I don't know all their names, okay, I'm not good with names, I'll be honest. But you get characters from different games, okay, from all the different Sega games. You get Knights from Knights into Dreams, you get the villain from Knights into Dreams that you can play as. I believe you do, I'm pretty sure you do. Hopefully I'm not spreading false information, but I'm pretty sure you can. It's been a while since I actually played as that character, but I'm pretty sure that character's in the game. Now I'm second guessing myself. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Knights is at least in the game. There are some weird decisions of characters that have been put in the game. Like, for some reason, Wreck-It Ralph is in the game, and so is Danica Patrick, and it's kind of like, well, why? Why are these characters in the game? However, I will say something neat, on the other hand, is the fact that on PC, Team Fortress characters are in the game, and that's kind of cool. You also do have characters from Crazy Taxi, which is neat. You have the guy from Crazy Taxi, I think it's Beatty is his name. So yeah, you get a bunch of different characters, just a ton of different characters. The girl from Space Channel 9 you have the monkey from Super Monkey Ball. You just have a ton. You have a ton of different choices, and you can actually level up each character, and the more you level them up, the more modifications you get for your vehicle. Now, I will say the modifications aren't anything to like write home about. I don't think that they actually make any cosmetic difference whatsoever. They just make some stat differences. And, you know, the stat differences, I actually do think they make a difference. Some people may like that, some people may not. I think that it is good for at least the campaign mode, which is what I played the most. Campaign and Grand Prix as well. But the campaign mode, I think that it works really well because there's a lot of different styles of tracks, a lot of different style of races. you have your normal racing mode, of course, but then you also have versus where you're just going one-on-one against someone. You have this battle mode where you have 3 lives, and if you get hit 3 times and you lose all your lives, then you're eliminated. It's kind of like a Demolition Derby style. In fact, there's like the balloon mode in Mario Kart. It's kind of like that. But you also have this drifting mode where you're trying to basically beat the time limit by drifting, and while you're drifting, you know, if you boost, you get this, like, it will stop the clock while you're boosting. I guess it's more of a boost mode. So when you boost, it will stop the clock, and you have to basically keep trying to get boosts over and over and over and over again, so the clock doesn't slow down, and then you complete the race by just constantly boosting, basically. And then there's other things like trying to avoid a bunch of cars and get to each next checkpoint. There's flying ones. There's a bunch of different ones is what I'm trying to say, okay? Listen, these videos about me, these are videos literally just me being able to ramble, okay? So, you know, you've been warned. This is the style of video I like. I like just rambling. So, but yeah, you just have a ton of different styles of races in this. And because of the character stats, there is a character that is best for each type of race, and you're going to notice that performance depending on what type of race you pick and what character you pick. And I think that's kind of neat. I think it's a cool idea, at least for the story mode. Grand Prix mode, it may annoy you a little bit because, yes, there are some characters that are slower than other ones. I've noticed that Knuckles sometimes. Yeah, I think it says that he has... I think it says he's faster, but he doesn't feel like he's very fast. But either way, there's some characters that like are slower than others, and that may get on your nerves, especially if it's a character that you really like, and you just want to play that character, and you know maybe they're just not as fast as the other characters. That can be a little bit annoying, but is what it is. You know, I think that still makes it interesting, at least for the campaign part of it. Now, the very last thing I want to talk about is the graphics, the design of the game. The graphics look pretty darn good. They hold up pretty well. They hold up a lot better than, you know, the last game I talked about, Star Wars Demolition. The graphics for this game hold up pretty darn well. I think that it still looks pretty good. I think that it's still definitely 100% playable. It's not bad looking whatsoever. The water effects still look pretty good. The map design in general is pretty good. There's one map that I'm not a huge fan of, the way that they designed it, because almost everybody hits the wall at the same time. Even the AI will run into the wall at the end of the map, and it's just like, okay, this probably was a design flaw that should have been fixed before it was released, but it is what it is. It's there. You just kind of have to glance over it, you know. But either way, for the most part, every map in this, though, is enjoyable. Very well done, and it really does play into those transformations that I talked about earlier. The maps are really designed for those transformations. Maps will change during the race. Like, a lot of times on lap 3, a map will like crumble apart and there will be no road, so your car will turn into the jet mode and you'll be doing the jet racing. There's a lot of stuff that happens like that, and I think that stuff's really neat, and it definitely adds a little bit of variety to the races. It makes the races feel special. It makes this game feel unique overall to every other kart racing game. And that's one thing I definitely think that this game has over every other kart racing game, is that it's definitely unique. Whether you like it or not, it's definitely unique, and it's definitely different compared to everything else. And I like that uniqueness. I like the way that plays. I like the gimmick, if you want to call it a gimmick. I like it. I think it's fun. The power-ups and everything are good. You know, you get your... you don't really have like a blue shell that takes out someone in first like you would in Mario Kart, but you do have some tracking weapons. You have snowballs that can freeze an enemy if you hit all 3 of the snowballs that you pick up. You have boosts, of course. You have what's called All-Star mode, which is like a kind of like a bullet bill, I guess you could say, but not quite. Like you're still in control of the way you're driving, but you can't take damage, and you're not hurting people just by like running into them. You actually still have like to press the attack button to be able to hurt them. So it's kind of like Bullet Bill. It definitely helps if you're in, you know, far back in the race and you pick that up, and it's definitely going to get you further up in the race. But it's not quite the same as a Bullet Bill. But still, you know, still good items to pick up that are easy to use, fun, simple. And overall, while this game does have a lot of, you know, gimmicky stuff, it does have the different flight vehicles and stuff like that, it's still relatively simple. It's not like an over-the-top complicated game. It's still a kart game at its core. It's still simple. It's easy to play, easy to pick up, play, put down, and there's different difficulties. You know, I actually play every single mission on hard mode because I just think that, you know, I like the challenge kind of, but also this is one of the most well-balanced racing games that I've played, because there's not really a whole lot of rubber banding. I think that every now and then there's a little bit, but for the most part there's not really a whole lot of rubber banding. So if you get into the lead and you know how to hold that lead, you're going to come in first place if you know what you're doing. So I do like that as well, and I think that is a very important part of games, because I've played a lot of kart games where the rubber banding's really bad. You'll be in first place, and for no particular reason, a car behind you will just somehow, you know, get 4 times speed and be in front of you, and you're just like, okay, that's great. It happened on the last lap, and I lost. Luckily, that doesn't really happen in this game, so that's always a plus in my book. So, overall, what can I say about this game? It's fun. I like it. I think it's a really good game. And honestly, I think that if you have the option to pick it up on PC, definitely pick it up there. If you want to pick it up on Xbox, go ahead and pick it up over on Xbox. It's still fun on Xbox. I just think that the PC version is definitely the better of the games. If you want a physical copy, obviously, then yeah, definitely pick it up on Xbox or PS3. I think it's on the Wii U as well. But, you know, I guess if you have a Wii U, pick it up there. But yeah, overall, it's a fun game. And I just wanted to talk about it for a little bit, and I'm glad that you sat through this. If you did, hit the like button down below and the subscribe button as well, and let me know who is your favorite Sega character of all time. My favorite Sega character is probably Knuckles. Well, Knuckles or Knights. I like both of those characters a lot. They're up there, okay? I'd say that they're neck and neck for my favorite. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the next video. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.